Hi, my name's Billy Fenning. I'm the senior leader at All Nations Christian Centre. And here's my thought as we start a new year. As we start a new year, it's important that we know how to live in the centre of God's will for our lives. With the busyness of life and the stress of modern living, we can soon lose our peace and joy. In our journey of faith, we need to run the race before us with purpose, knowing what God wants us to do and what we're called to do. The Apostle Paul talks about running the race before him. There was purpose in his life. He had direction, not running around aimlessly with uncertainty. And here is good advice as we approach a new year. Be focused. Know the heart of the King. Keep the main thing, which is knowing God and loving God. Keep running, run with persistence. I think it was Rick Warren who said that persistence is the key to passion. And passion will keep you running even when the going gets tough. If persistence is the key to passion, then passion is the key to purpose. And so let me ask you, as we come into a new year of 2019, what is your purpose for this coming year? In 2 Samuel 18, we discover a guy who was running a race he didn't have to run. His name was Ahimaaz. He heard about the battle and the enemies of Israel being defeated, but he didn't have the true story that David had lost his son as well. He was so keen to bring some kind of news to the king, and he asked Joab if he could run the race, and Joab said no. Someone else was running before him. But Joab gave in and said, well, run if you want to, but there's no reward for you. Yes, Ahimaaz was fast. He ran the race, but he didn't know why he was running. He was running in vain. He didn't have a complete message. And it reminds me of our lives, that our lives can be busy and we can be doing things that God doesn't want us to do. And here was a guy who was running with no purpose. He didn't have the entire message because he didn't identify with the king's heart. David had not only defeated the enemy, but he had lost a son. Ahimaaz eventually stepped aside in ignorance, in insignificance and embarrassment, when a nameless individual took center stage and delivered the complete message. And our message will always in some way be deficient if it is not related to the king's heart. The pleasure of the Father is and must remain the ultimate goal of our running. So why did Ahimaaz run? Yes, he had gifting, he had speed, but he didn't have a message. And so as we approach a new year, Jesus is our model for running the race. He was anointed by the Spirit, and he only did those things that he saw his Father do. He ministered in the will of God. And so as we face this year, make sure you are in the center of the will of God, not being driven by what others want you to do or what others expect you to do. Our reason for running must be Him. We must need to watch that our lives are not governed by speed, being led by a performance mentality. Make sure your running is not born out of ambition, but rather born out of God's heart. Without vision, the people will perish. And I pray that you will have a vision of God, not just a vision for God. God bless you.